Welcome, Internet. This is a new video for the new year, January 1st. Yep, January 1st, 2018. So I'm kicking off the year with a live chat, and I have, well, I've been getting kind of, well, I say kind of tired of doing, like, just talk about Star Wars all the time. I still want to talk about Star Wars, but right now I decided, I gotta take a break from Star Wars. I've talked so much about it over the past few weeks, and there are some topics I still want to talk about, like Luke Skywalker's character is, I want to talk about, is he, let's just say, is Luke going out of character? I want to talk about that eventually, but for right now, I kind of want to focus more on something else tonight. Starting off New Year, I want to start off something different, and tonight I want to talk about Doctor Who, the episode, the Christmas episode, Twice Upon a Time. That's the one I want to talk about tonight. But before I begin talking about that, if my mouse will cooperate with me, come on, get over there. There you go. The live chat box is open for business, and so basically, if you want to leave comments in the chat box, go ahead. It's right there. Leave a comment, leave a question, ask me anything you want. I will try my best to respond to it. So go ahead, have at it. It's open. Let's begin. Oh, and by the way, if you missed tonight's live chat session, don't worry, you can still leave comments in the comments section below if you're watching this again, like in the future on playback. So go ahead, leave all your comments in the comment section below, and I will try my best, like I say, to respond to all your comments as I can, or maybe address them in future live chats. So right now, wait, hold, before I begin some more housekeeping stuff, I want to stick to this schedule on Monday nights and Wednesday nights. Maybe Friday nights. I don't know. Possibly Friday nights. I'm not sure. Again, my schedule is really crazy Friday nights, so it's hard to say. But for right now, I think Mondays and Wednesday nights would be a good night to do these live chat streams. And maybe I'm still thinking about continuing the podcast show. Again, maybe I'm going to probably scale back a lot on that, because I really want to do focus more on these live chats, because they are fun to do, and I like talking about pop culture stuff like Doctor Who and Star Wars and all that fun stuff. So anyway, let's begin. So the show Twice Upon a Time aired for, this is this Christmas special. Interesting notes. This particular episode, Doctor Who, is the last episode of Peter Capaldi's performance as the Doctor, the 12th Doctor. So this is his last this last show as the Doctor. I mean, he'll probably make guest appearances, who knows, in the future, whatever. But for right now, yeah, this is his last show, and it's also the last episode that Moffat has written. This is the last Moffat episode as well. So he's done after this one, and he did kind of leave this kind of interesting. He did kind of leave a clean slate at the end of this episode. Well, I'll get to that in a little bit. So Stephen Moffat is gone. as this is the last one. And then I think a few other writers, from what I understand, are gone too. It's not just Stephen Moffat. Some other people who've worked on Doctor Who, they're done with this season. So the new season that's going to start up, I don't know when. It's probably going to be either spring. I heard of spring or fall. I don't know. It's going to be a while before we get a new Doctor Who episode. But once they start the new ones, it's going to be a clean slate, basically. So anyway, this is one of my favorite ones. Favorite Doctor Who's episodes. More specifically, this also has, we see the first Doctor, which, by the way, I love how the show opens up. It says previously on Doctor Who, and at first you're thinking like, oh, from like the previous episode with Doctor saving the 12th Doctor saving everybody on this ship that's stuck in that time warp thing, or the black hole. Excuse me, I think that's what it was. And so we think it's going to be this, but then it's like, nope, it's going to be. I'm sorry, I lost track of my thought here. All right, bring it back. So previously on Doctor Who, it's like from the first Doctor Who classic, like when we see like the first Doctor as before he regenerates. So like it starts off in that letterbox form, not letterbox, that little like 4x6 frame, and then just like as you go into obviously when they filmed refilmed some of those scenes to kind of fit the standard resolution setting, if you will. Very interesting how they do that. So we see point of view from the first Doctor, and he's about to regenerate. He goes out into the snow, like his TARDIS lands on this. I think it was like the South Pole. He goes out of the TARDIS. He sees the 12th Doctor, and the 12th Doctor is in that same particular moment is like he's about to regenerate, and they're both not wanting to regenerate. So very interesting back and forth. It's kind of it's interesting that the first Doctor actually does not recognize. Well, I was to say, how can you not recognize the first? Yeah, the 12th Doctor, because the first one, he doesn't know any of his future regeneration phases. Obviously, the 12th one recognizes the first one, and it's kind of like it's funny how he doesn't like know it right away, or he's not like catching on. And before these two Doctors can start really talking to each other, we are introduced to another character. This guy from, was it World War One? Yeah, World War One soldier. Somehow gets thrown out of time and gets sent to that particular instant where we see the two Doctors. And so now, because like in the build up to that is that this German soldier, this, no, he's not on the German side, he's like on the American side, but anyway, like he's face to face with this, I think it was, the German soldier. I'll get it right. I'm not really a war buff person, so I don't know fuck about wars history, but we get these two soldiers who have this language barrier problem. Obviously, the American soldier can speak English, while the German soldier speaks German, and you're trying to communicate with each other, but they can't because of the language barrier. And they got like guns on each other, and the American soldier is supposed to die right there, be shot and killed. But then this time slip thing happens where he gets thrown out of time and sent to the South Pole where the two Doctors are at. And then this story moves on, and as the story moves into the into the TARDIS, the 12th Doctor's TARDIS, the first Doctor is like what's this place? Like, oh my god, you know, he's like still not really catching on that, you know, this is a future regeneration that he's looking at, not, you know, not someone completely different. But eventually he does catch on, like, oh, I see. He kind of gets, you know, like, oh, duh, yeah, okay, I must be seeing a future regeneration of myself. And the American soldier guy is like, in the meantime, like, hello, I don't know what the fuck's going on over here. Then they get, then TARDIS gets pulled up by some alien spacecraft. We see what we think is the villain of the story, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, we get to see, you know, what at the time what I thought was going to be the villain of the story. This like CGI kind of faceless model. It's kind of hard to explain. Like transparent CGI model. This person just standing there explaining what's going on. And yeah, the 12th Doctor, you know, he's got his sonic screwdriver on, his sonic sunglasses, and he's like, you know, doing everything he can, like, to get information like he normally does. The First Doctor has got his little eyepiece thing, and he's like, kind of look at what the 12th Doctor is doing. He's like, what, you know, what's with this? You know, what's with this thing you're doing and this glasses? I'm like, what the? And so that, I mean, it's kind of comical seeing these two doctors kind of talk to each other. Oh, before that, yeah, we are reintroduced to Bill Potts, 12th Doctor's companion that we saw get killed off in the previous episode when she became a Cyberman or Cyberwoman. Sorry. Anyway, you know, she's back from the dead, and you know, she claims, you know, she's, you know, the real person. Of course, the 12th Doctor is like, hold on, this can't be real. You died saving lives, like saving people you barely knew. You know, you sacrificed yourself. You saved everybody's lives. You know, and now you're here. Like, this can't be right. This must be a joke. Like, the 12th Doctor is totally not buying this, but Bill is. She's saying like, hey, it's the real me. I'm here. And then, you know, she catches like, oh, you know, you're supposed to be regenerating, but you haven't. Like, what's going on? And then she sees the First Doctor, and then it's like, oh, this is the First Doctor. Like, okay, so in the middle of all that, the four of them escape. Yeah, the two doctors, Bill, and then that soldier guy. So they escape from the spaceship the best way, like the 12th Doctor can always do. You know, think of a, you know, an escape plan. They escape, get back to the South Pole, and then, you know, they're thinking like this alien thing that they've encountered. We don't know what's up with this, what's going on. So basically, long story short, they go to this. I don't know if it's like if it's supposed to be some sort of distant future planet where we see the Daleks out of their shells, and so they look like little like brains and stuff. Because I mean, in the previous episodes, like from the Peter Capaldi season, we see that, you know, well, of course, I think we've seen it already before. I think, if I remember correctly, we have seen like the Daleks before, like what they truly look like underneath their things, sold body armor. And, you know, obviously the 12th Doctor is there to talk to a friend, and First Doctor doesn't know what the fuck's going on. At first I didn't know what the fuck was going on, because I see all these like brain hugging things. They're trying to hug face huggers like in an alien movie. So finally, the 12th Doctor meets up with the Dalek that he encountered earlier in the season, that he saved, and trying to figure out who, he wants to know like who this alien thing is that took the TARDIS and all that. Like, oh, that's right, because they took the 12th Doctor's TARDIS, but then they escaped in the first Doctor's TARDIS. By the way, I have to say I love the setup, the old classic interior shot of the first Doctor's TARDIS, and I love the banter between the two characters. Like the two doctors, like, oh, it's a lot smaller on the outside than I'm used to, and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. So we find out. Well, first two things we find out while they're on this planet thing is that Bill Potts. She is this translucent CGI model thing that that we're like kind of like afraid of or running away from. Like, oh shit, she is like the Doctor was right. She's not who we think she is. But as we find out later, it really is her. As the 12th Doctor gets his information from the Dalek that he had rescued earlier in the season, this plan is not an evil plan. It's not an evil plan at all. It's just a way of taking people, people who are going to die, basically uploads their memory into this. It's the best way to explain it. Uploading the memory into a database of some sort, and then we're just seeing like it's like a. So like basically, Bill is what we see of Bill is just like memories. It's like a ghostly manifestation of all of her memories put together, and it's so Bill was right. It is her. We see it all the time, but it's just all memories of her put together to come back together as like, I guess, as a ghost is basically what I'm trying to say. Is so we find that out, and then also the soldier that they have on the TARDIS, he's got to go back to the battlefield and die and all that. Essentially, I mean, because his memories are going to get uploaded as well, and he's just going to be this ghost kind of thing. And so maybe there's not really an evil plot at all. No evil villain, nothing. So he has to get, because the soldier is sent out of time. It was an accident. He wasn't supposed to, jump in time to meet up with the two doctors. So eventually he does go back to where he's supposed to die. But it ends up now this is like I say, I'm not really much on like war history, but I do know it. I believe it was at the World War. This because it's at Christmas time. The soldiers, I mean, this happened in real life. The soldiers decided, we're not going to fight anymore. We're just going to start singing Christmas songs, and both sides started singing Christmas songs and coming together. And like, there was a peace treaty, so to speak. At least for that moment, there was some peace. And that's kind of like how the episode, that part of the story kind of starts, to wrap up there, and we see, Bill, coming to terms with the Doctor, like, kind of be able to get to say goodbye, and then his other companion, I forgot his name already, the bald guy, I forgot his name, damn it. I'm not really a good Doctor Who fan if I forgot his name. But anyway, it'll come back to me later. And if you know the guy's name, just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know. So yeah, he gets to say goodbye to them. He also gets to say goodbye to his other companion. Oh jeez, Clara. Man, like, what the heck's going on in my head? Anyway, so he gets to say goodbye to Clara. can say. And a brief few seconds of her. Again, I wasn't always the biggest fan of Clara, but I think her little 5-second cameo really helped. It was really good. I enjoyed that. And then Bill leaves, and they all leave, and the first Doctor goes back to his TARDIS, and he finally accepts the truth that it's time to let go. It's time to regenerate. So we go from what we're used to all the way back to the original 4x6 resolution setting. To make it look like that, because that's back in the old time of film. So anyway, we go. So the first Doctor regenerates, and you can see the close up of his face as he's regenerating. And then now we go to the 12th, because obviously now the first Doctor, he's got to go through all number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way up to 12 to where we're at now. So then the 12th Doctor, he goes back in his TARDIS. He's flying away, but then it's kind of interesting though. I liked how Peter Capaldi got to I guess he was supposed to be talking to the next regeneration of himself, kind of saying hey, I'm the Doctor, this is who I am, and this is what, kind of talking to his future self, what to kind of look out for, or what to kind of expect with the job of being the Doctor. And very good performance by Peter Capaldi. Awesome performance, I think. And then that's when he finally lets go, and it's beam of light, and then the close up of his face as he turns into the next regeneration of the Doctor, the female Doctor. And so now, after he regenerates into her form, she's now in control of the TARDIS, and TARDIS is flying out of control, I think, and then it's just shit is happening, flying everywhere. Destruction of the inside of the TARDIS is being ripped apart. The doors just the TARDIS doors open up, and now she's hanging on to wherever she can, and she ends up I think ripping off a handle broke off, and so she falls out of the TARDIS, falling down to Earth, and the camera, as you see, the TARDIS itself is just kind of the inside, I think, is just imploding on itself or whatever. And so that's kind of how we end the show, where we see the female Doctor. She's falling to Earth. TARDIS is going away in the distance. There's kind of just total destruction going on inside. Interesting episode. So then that's kind of how that's how the show ended. Like I said, it's Stephen Moffat, I think, is just totally giving us a clean slate for the new season, with the new female Doctor. And so that's about it. I mean, I'm excited for the new season that's going to start hopefully soon. Well, it's going to be a while before we get a new episode, obviously. I'm happy for it. I'm glad. I'm kind of wondering how the new season's going to be. Hold on a second here. Whew. Hold on. Grab my keyboard over here. So yeah, and that's about it. I don't know, what do you guys think about all this? I mean, just let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just. Anyway, so yeah, just let me know in the comment section below what you think of the episode. Did you like it? I mean, I personally liked it. Like I said, it's definitely. I have to give like a thumbs up. Like if I were to give this a rating, I would say like overall, I would say about 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars. It's pretty high up there. I love it. Again, I like Peter Capaldi's performance. I am going to miss him like I miss the other doctors. He's like, like I miss David Tennant, and Matt Smith comes along, like, well, who's this guy? But then I'm like, oh, Matt Smith is awesome. And then Matt Smith leaves, and it's like, oh, who's this guy? Peter. Like, oh, Peter Capaldi. Oh yeah, I saw him from that one other episode of Doctor Who, and like, then he turns out to be, I like him. And now we get the new actress, Jodie Whittaker. So Jodie, she's going to take over take over the reins. Yeah, take over the carry on the torch, so to speak. So I'm excited to see her performance as well as the new Doctor. I know there's been like a lot of backlash, or like people are upset, like, oh my god, I can't believe they have to make the Doctor a female and all that, and it's like, oh my god, it's like, do we have to go through this again? It's like, no. It's like, I think she's going to do a good job. I have faith in the show, because like a lot of people, I've heard like some people bitching and complaining about Peter Capaldi, was he the right actor to take on after Matt Smith? Because they're, I guess, kind of pissed off that a lot of people are pissed off, like, oh, Peter's an older person, and we're used to seeing younger guys play the role of the Doctor. And again, it's funny how throughout the episodes, just that remind me like how throughout the whole season, like when Bill would say, like, oh, this is my grandpa or something like that, and the 12th Doctor was like, grandpa, I'm not that old. And like in this episode, his age is kind of referring. Oh, that's right. The first Doctor is like, man, I thought I was going to regenerate into a younger face or something like that. And then the 12th Doctor is like, what? I'm not that old. So it's funny how they play that up in some of the episodes, like especially in this episode. But yeah, a lot of people were upset about Peter Capaldi, and I thought he did a terrific job with his. He was the Doctor, and so that's why I have hope for the new one, for Jodie Whittaker. I have hope that she'll do. I think she'll do a good job. I think she'll do just fine. I don't see what the problem is. But again, I'm thinking, now I'm thinking in my head, like, how is this going to play into the new season? Like, what are we going to expect to see? And obviously we're going to get. Hold on a second. Obviously we're going to get a new TARDIS. Well, not a new TARDIS. I mean, hopefully, as long as they keep the TARDIS the same on the outside, I have no problem with them redesigning the inside, the interior. I get that. It happens all the time. It's tradition to change up the interior of the TARDIS. And so, yeah, I'm kind of wondering how the new TARDIS is going to look like on the inside. Like I said, as long as they keep with the same police blue box, I have no problem what they do with the inside. I'm excited. I want to see what's going to look like on the inside. And how's the new Doctor? How's she going to handle? Because I'm curious as to how she's going to. I'm assuming the first season with the new Doctor. I'm hoping that she's on a quest, maybe hopefully to find her TARDIS again. Who knows? It's like like I said, it's such a clean slate. We don't know what's going to happen. I kind of hope, you know, somehow she finds it and maybe has to rebuild it. I don't know. There's so many possibilities of what can happen, and I'm excited. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I have to say, with the new Doctor, I saw, you know, they released, you know, obviously pictures of, well, what her outfit's going to look like in the new season, with the shirt, with the just color bars going across the shirt, the jacket, and all that. I think, yeah, it looks fine to me. I mean, I don't see any problems with it. I know people are going to bitch and complain about, but you know, I guess you just can't please some people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking, like, with her outfit, like, I wonder if it's going to play into, like, how she gets back to the TARDIS. You know, is she going to be seen as like a homeless person? I don't know. I also did hear that, you know, we're going to get 3 new companions right off the bat too. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, who these 3 companions are going to be. You know, just like so much. You know. Anyway, I think I've said what I wanted to say. Like I said, Twice Upon a Time is a great Christmas episode. I think it's better than, was it last year's Christmas episode with the superhero thing? The superhero Christmas episode was funny. I did get some good laughs out of it. Especially when the 12th Doctor meets up with that little boy at the beginning, and you know, he's like generally surprised. He thinks he's smart because the little boy's reading the Superman comic book, and he's like looking at the comic book. He's like putting 2 and 2 together and figure out, like, holy shit, Clark Kent's Superman. I mean, like, that just like intrigued him. Like wow, look what I discovered. And the little boy's like, oh yeah, duh, of course Clark Kent's Superman. I mean, that was a good funny part of that episode. But like overall, I was kind of like, you know, this is an alright episode, nothing too memorable. So yeah, this year's Christmas special definitely a lot better than last year's Christmas episode. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. Hell, maybe even 4.5 stars. I think, shit, I'm almost tempted to give it 5 stars. You know, I mean, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see the new season when that starts. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did you like the episode? Are you excited as I am to see the new season? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I really like to hear your feedback. Please let me know what you guys think. Anyways, any announcements? Oh yeah, if you like today's video, please help by giving it a big old thumbs up. You know, comment, share, and subscribe. Always helps my channel. So go ahead, you know, like if you like seeing content like this, videos like this, I'm going to be doing more of these videos. So if you like it, you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell button icon thingy. That'll notify you whenever I upload new videos or live stream, anything like that. I'll leave links below if you want to check out the KA channel Facebook fan page. You can check that out. You can follow me on the Twitter at Kevin1701, and then finally I'll leave a link for my Patreon page. You can go to Patreon, check out the little perks I have there. If you want to help donate money to help with my show, that's just always grateful. I'd be happy if you want to donate money. It's right there. Links are in the description box below. And that's about it. So yeah, I'm getting out of here. You guys rock. Have an awesome day.
the sun. To dream